Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. This is Chat with Chrissy. And on this channel, I talk about relocation, I talk about lifestyle, I talk about marriage, faith, everything. Okay, so thank you for sticking around. To my newest subscribers, thank you once again. And to my returning subscribers, I love you so much. I love you. Thank you for sharing this channel to other people to come and join us. Um, in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about how I relocated abroad through this route. Everything, like from start to finish. I'm going to be breaking it down into pieces for those that are planning to come so that you might be able to maybe get one or two advice or hints on what you should do or how you should do some certain things that will also help in your journey, in your processing. Okay, so if this video is the one that you'd like to watch that will help you, please stick around. Welcome back. So yes, today I'll be talking about how I relocated abroad to study visa route. And I will start by saying the first thing I did was started with a plan. It started with the desire to say, we need to move. Yeah, we prayed about it because that is very, very important. So the first thing we did was we had like it was something that was pressing our hearts together with my husband. We discussed it and said, okay, we need to move. And then we prayed about it, that God, if this is you, then help us in this processes, make everything easier and work it out for us. Just help us. And then it came true for us, really. It came true for us. So now, after we prayed about it and we are convinced that the Lord wants us to go ahead with this, the next thing we did was we started making plans. And what did I do? We just planned that I would be the student while he will be the dependent. And the reason is so much. The reason is so much so that my husband, anybody that is a dependent can work full time. They'll be able to work full time, do all of the things that is needed to be done. While maybe the wife will go to school for studying and then work 20 hours. And you know what it is like when you say you work full time, bills is not smiling here. Women, especially if you just got married, there will be a point where you want to, of course, you plan to take in because you want to have your children, and there are lots of things that is about a woman. You'll be the wife, you'll be the mother, you'll be a student, you'll still work. So it's a lot for a woman. So it is best if you make your husband to be the dependent, because he will be able to do the full-time working. Like there will be no time when he will have to get pregnant as a woman. There will be no time when he'll have to breastfeed or nurse a baby after having the child. There will be no time when he'll have to, there are lots of, like I said, there are lots of things that comes with being a woman in the house. Okay, so it is best to make the husband the dependent, so he will do the work full time. So after we have agreed on that, I started applying to schools. Mind you, when I started applying to schools, I've not had all my certificates. I only had my I think to whom certificate. It's not a full university certificate. This was what we were given when we finished from school. Then our certificate was not ready, so we went for service. It was still not ready at the time. I think later it was ready. We have to come, well, the distance. So we're not even thinking, because I didn't even know I was going to be needing it in years to come, right? So I didn't bother myself going to get it until the need for it arises. So when it was time, I think I said it. I will be one of my videos. I will be dropping the link up here. When the need arises for it, I started making plans. Although I knew that I needed to do something, so I started making plans to travel during the time they started this ASO strike, unending ASO strike. But it didn't stop me. I still continued applying regardless I did not have my degree certificate and my transcript was not ready. I could not get it because of the ASO strike in Nigeria, but I kept on applying to schools. I kept on applying to schools using my to whom and some other certificate, some other documents that I have on ground. Although I applied to so many schools, I applied to so many schools. I think I did University of Southampton, I did Northampton, I did Lancashire University, I did Newcastle University, I did Coventry University. I did a lot of schools. I applied to so many schools, and I kept on applying till I was able to get my certificate. That was months after. You knew how the ASA strike in Nigeria lasted for. It lasted for months. So that was months after. But even during this time, I kept on. I was getting a lot of unfortunately, because all of the documentation that is needed was not applied. So that was why I dropped the video of the things and documents you should get before applying for schools. It helps. So it is best that you prepare for it before applying than to start running at a skelter or being at a tight end when the need for it arises. All right. So because I didn't apply with the right document at the time, I was getting a lot of unfortunately. Mind you, we started this processing in January 2022. We started processing in January 2022, and I traveled later on. I'll be telling you when I eventually traveled. Okay, so application I was applying for was for September 2022. I was applying to get an admission for September 2020, so I can enter into the UK for September section. So I was applying, it didn't work out. The ASU strike was not ending. But we kept on praying, how we kept on hoping that something will come up. Eventually, help came up. To God be the glory. Help came up, and immediately that opening was up. I traveled down to my school back then in Ondo State. I got my degree certificate, and immediately I got that, I started applying again. I just, so I had applied to so many schools, and I still continue to apply to a number of schools. There are a lot of schools in the UK. I'm going to be doing a video of those schools, like suggesting schools for those that are planning to apply to schools and they don't know how. Okay, so then I started applying when I had my certificate. But at the time that I was applying, that I got my certificate, it was late for September section. I could not proceed with September section anymore. So it was now for December. So I started applying, and I think I got my certificate in what time did I get my certificate? It wasn't in July. Okay, I got my certificate in June. And it was late for September section. There was no admission on up for that time anymore. So I started applying for the December section, and immediately I got my certificate and I applied. I got admission. I got three admission from three different schools after I had gotten my certificate. So you understand why I said it is best to have your certificate handy before making an application. It makes it faster. All right. And I'm left to choose which one would I go for. So the next thing I did was I started making research about the schools, their documentations, their requirements, the location, everything that has to do with the school, to be sure that yes, we are going into the right place. After I did that, and I chose staff, which is where I am today. I chose staff, and because I work in the bank, I was able to make my payment through for me, and it was fast. Like, that was one of the benefits of being a banker then, and I appreciate God for that, because it wasn't something that I had to people. I know a lot of people was, in fact, there are so many people that had to reach out to me to help them with their payment. Although my hands were tight at the time, there is little to what I could do about school fees payment. But because it's my own, one of the benefits of me working in a bank was my school fees went so fast. Like, immediately I got the admission, I think already had the money on ground. Yeah, I'd been planning to travel since January. So when I got the admission in June, I already had that money saved up somewhere for my school fees, and their deposit was 3,500 at the time. So £3,500. I mean, so I made the payment. I quickly, sharply logged for me, and then I make the payment. and it went. So I sent my invoice to the school, and the next thing after making payment is to get CAS. That was another struggle. After I'd made payment to the school, I was waiting to get CAS because I think that is like the requirement for other schools. Like for my friends that has applied and that has entered into the UK, what they did was after they got admission, they make payment. After they make payment, they send an invoice of their payment, like a receipt of the payment that they made to the school to confirm. And the next thing they will get, maybe in a week or two or three, is their CAS. But that was not the case. Yes. So we started on that struggle for CAS. Okay, we have made payment. I started mailing the school. Have you gotten the payment? Can you confirm payments? This, that, and the next thing, I wasn't hearing from the school. That was because there are lots and lots of applications at the time. So the mails that we were dropping at the time, not for myself alone, a lot of other people also was going through this. So the mail that we were dropping was not being responded to because maybe it was not just what they can address at the time. So they just left it, and it was a roller coaster for us, expecting like, what's going on? Is something wrong? Is there anything? So after I've done that, I was sure I was expecting a cast to come out, and it wasn't coming. And then the next mail we'll get was, okay, yes, we need to submit bank statements. And he was like, okay. But other schools were not requesting for bank statement. Meanwhile, when I read, somebody will say, but you read about the school. Yes, I did read about the school. I went on the online, I asked questions. Before it was our turn, there was nothing like submitting bank statements. So that was like a new development for the school. Maybe because of the numbers of people that was applying to come to their schools, or maybe they were just looking for ways to cut out some people, or they just wanted to confirm genuine students. I don't know why, but it should be in one of the reasons I just mentioned. They just wanted to confirm genuine students because of their experiences with students that have come into the UK and all of that. So there we go again. We started making up bank statements, and they said the bank statement must contain so and so. They put the range of money that must be there. So for people from Nigeria or from African country, you will understand what POF means. I had already even started the POF immediately. I paid my school fees so that everything will be faster. But I made my payment. I think I made my payment in June or early July. I can't remember. Late June or early July. So yes, the payment was done around June, July, and then I started my POF at the time. I won't talk so much on POF. I know that people from African country would understand what POF it means. So I started POF at the time for family of three. After the POF was a month, I printed my statement of accounts and I sent to the school. And the school did not respond until after 3 weeks, whether it was successful. And then we were chatting. We were mailing them. In fact, I even did international call that cost me so much, so much. There was no response. In short, there was no response. And you know what it means to do POF? I know you do. I won't go into details about POF. So it was preparing my body like. Then after 3 weeks, when I'm saying 3 weeks, it's almost like 2 months now. A month statement, and after 3 weeks, I didn't hear from them. And then I got the statement has to be 3 month statement. Gang, 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 gang. As what happened? Even embassy did not request for 3 month statements. Why? And I got and I'm like, God, it's a lot of emotions. Money is going. Money is going. I know you understand. Money is, oh God, every month. Eventually, but this time it wasn't that easy. I wish I filmed the time. Oh God. I think one of the times that I was in my lowest, like lowest of the lowest, was the time that I was expecting cash from staffs. Right. The account was run for 3 months. Mind you, during the time I was running the account, I made sure money is going into the account and money is coming in, money is coming out of the account. So I did not just leave the account stagnant, because if you print a statement of 3 months and it's just your deposit that is there, so how do you explain the money in there? So money has to be going in and coming out, going in and coming out. So if you are in Nigeria and you are also you fall also in this category of myself, you should ensure that money is going into the account. If you are running a POF, money is going into the account and coming out. Don't just leave it standard. Not in Nigeria alone, in Africa. So you never can tell where. So make sure money is coming into the account and money is going out, so that when you're asked to submit, even if you are just processing it for 1 month, if you're just running it for 1 month, make sure that within the 1 month, money goes into the account and money comes out of the account. Goes into account, comes out. You can do that on a daily basis. It doesn't take anything from you. So that was what I did. And after 3 months, I printed the statement, I sent to them. And after sending, I had to wait for, I think, a week plus. And voila, my CAS came in October. From July that I made payments, July, August, September, October. My CAS came in October 2022. It was good. I'm like, oh God. I was so glad. I was so excited, because you know what we've been expecting. It felt like we've been on it for 3 years. I'm not joking. It felt like we've been on this for several years. Like, it was just the most tiring things of that time. At the time that I was talking about, it was so tiring. Like, I had gotten here. God. But eventually it came out. Glory to Jesus. Glory to Jesus. After it came out, I was, oh God, I don't even know how to explain how happy I was at it. I was so excited. We were so happy. All of our struggles, it didn't just go to waste, because some people did not get it. I missed something out. Before the immediately I applied to the school, I got an admission, and after I got an admission, I was told that I would be doing doing a Pre-CAS interview. Then I started reading for my Pre-CAS interview. Started uh, rehearsing, reading, studying, go to the school, read about the school, everything, their mission, their vision, the awards they've won, the courses they have, the things they do, everything, the location that the school is in, what is particular about that location. I read about everything. I will rehearse, I will answer the question so I won't make mistakes, because I learned that some people, whether you get a conditional or unconditional admission, it is not an assurance that yes, you will proceed with the application or relocation and all of that. It will be successful. If you do not pass your Pre-CAS, then it might not be a success. You might have to maybe start all over again. And you know what I mean, starting all over again? It means that all of the time, all of the money, all of the resources is wasted. You are starting all over again. So it is best to prepare for your Pre-CAS interview. Like, put in all your, even though you get into the interview and they didn't ask you much question, at least it is good that you had prepared your mind for any questions that you may want to ask. There are lots of articles. I'll also be doing a video on how I answered my Pre-CAS interview question in past. So I did my Pre-CAS interview. After I rehearsed for like 2 weeks before my interview. I did the interview and it was a success. Even the interviewer was like, yes, I am so impressed because I had over rehearsed. But it turns out that all the things that I even rehearsed for was not all that came out, but most of it came out. Okay, so after that, so now, I after I've gotten the CAS, I started making payment for my visa, NHS, my husband's visa, my daughter's visa, and NHS. Mind you, I said in my last video that you would need two cards, two USD, $2 card. There is no pound card, so the easiest you can get is the dollar card for payment. So if you're coming with family, make sure you get two cards. A USD card that is linked to an account, a dollar card that is linked to an account, and a prepaid card that is not linked to an account. So both, you load money on both. You load you load money on prepaid card, and then you put money in your account to be able to make a payment using the normal card that is linked to account. The reason is because there is always limits. There's always a limit, maximum limit of payments using each card per day, whether your Naira card or your prepaid card. So if you have exceeded the limit on your normal card, normal dollar card that is linked to an account, you can switch to a prepaid card and still make the payment. That is because you're doing that so that you will be able to make the payment for your visas for yourself and your family, and you will be able to get the same appointment day. You get the appointment day for all of you at the same time. So you don't have to wait like your husband is doing today and then maybe your child is doing tomorrow and you are doing next tomorrow. So once you pay on the same day, you get appointments for the same day. All right. So after I did the payment for my visa and NHS, I had an appointment, and then we planned on how to travel down to Lagos for biometric. So we traveled down for biometric in Lagos, and we did that. I did a priority visa. I paid for a priority visa, so it will come in days. They said standard visa takes weeks, but these days I'm not even sure if that is anymore. If you still want to pay for priority visa, you are coming in September, you're still planning on paying for priority visa. It's fine, but I feel like that is overrated. Really, the priority visa is overrated because most times some standard visa comes out before priority visa. So it's, to me, Sha, after, with my experience, it's like a waste of money. If you still pay for it, it's possible that your visa still comes out the same day your visa will come out for priority payments. All right. So, but it depends on you. It depends on how you feel you should do it. If you still want to pay for priority or priority, it's okay. So, but I did a priority visa and my visa came out, and my husband did not do a priority visa. Did standard. Normally, they did priority visa for only students. The one going, the students, and then the dependents will be on standard visa. So, but my husband we could not make payment for their own priority. So my visa came today and my husband's visa came the next day. My husband's and my daughter's visa came the next day. That was how fast it was. As I said, even my friend that did not pay for priority, his own visa came out before mine that paid for priority. So you understand why what I mean by saying priority visa or no priority, everything is still the same. The visa will come out at the time that it is supposed to come out. Okay. So it wasn't something that, I think in 3 or 4 days, I think the fourth day I got my visa, and that's it. So we started making plans, and here we are. Here we are. I hope you like it. So yes, I'm sharing this video with you so that for those that I know that maybe someone or two people are coming to my school staffs, coming to school in staffs by September, and there are still some things that you need clarification on. You can email me. I will drop my email in the description box. You can check my email and you email me. And if you have any other question regarding studying in the UK, everything that you need to know, you need clarifications on anything about studying in the UK, how to apply, which school to apply to, the things to expect in the UK, everything, like, oh, you are in the process and you don't understand some things, you can drop it in the comment section. I will attend to them. I will try as much as possible to give you the answer that you needed. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know you like this video. Please give this video a thumbs up. Like this video. It helps YouTube to push this video out. Thank you for the support in my last video. It is massive and I do not take it for granted. Thank you so much. See you in my next video. Bye.